This is Tomahawk Creek.
Tomahawk Creek's water levels vary depending on rainfall. Tomahawk Creek is replenished by the water cycle in two ways: runoff and precipitation.
When it rains, the grass and pavement, it can run off into the creek. That is one way the water is replenished.
The other way Tomahawk Creek is replenished by the water cycle is precipitation, like from rainfall from clouds. When it rains, water falls on the creek as surface water.
Sometimes the creek doesn't get a lot of rain. The creek will dry up, or sometimes called evaporate.
These are the ways that Tomahawk Creek is replenished by the water cycle. Brush Creek is where we are now. Brush Creek is very similar to Tomahawk Creek. There are two ways, again, how it gets water: runoff and precipitation.
Brush Creek gets water from runoff. Water from streets will flow down to the creek.
Precipitation, again, is another way Brush Creek is replenished by the water cycle. When it rains, rain falls onto the creek as surface water.
Because of the flood in 1977, Brush Creek had to find a better way to control the water. The people decided to pave the creek in concrete. Due to this, Brush Creek probably doesn't have any groundwater because nothing can absorb or seep in underground because of the concrete.
Brush Creek usually doesn't dry up. This is because, since it can't soak or move, it'll just stay in the same place.
These are some ways Brush Creek is replenished by the water cycle. And there's a goose! Now here we are at the Loose Park Pond. This pond is again replenished by rainwater falling as surface water.
The pond also gets replenished by groundwater entering the pond. Another way the pond gets replenished is through runoff. The runoff comes from the water on the surface or ground surrounding it.
During times of low precipitation, the water level may go down because of groundwater or evaporation.
Loose Park is man-made and has no tributary. Because the pond has no tributary, there is no place for the water to go, so it stays contained.
That is our video report on the water cycle.
H2, oh yeah!
And there's a turtle.